What is going on, herd? Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to another video. Today, we continue our Does It Drift video series where we purchase vehicles in-game, build those cars up to drift spec, and then test those cars rigorously, see if they have the ability to be drift cars. Today is the day. I didn't know if they were ever going to add this damn thing in, I must admit, but this has been my most demanded video during my absence. This is actually the video that has been the most demanded in the last week or so, since it is obviously a new car. It is a new addition here. Now, I did do a little burnout back there. I did ensure myself that it was a rear-wheel drive car, and it is. But I did not try to anything to do with drifting. We did not build it up yet. This is not the color green I expected it to be. Plan right now is to get it over to the Los Santos Customs. We're going to sink some money into it, and we're going to see what this thing's all about. The car handles pretty good stock, I will say that. Oh. Oh my, what are you doing? What was that? What was that? Why would you... Oh my God. So if you guys don't know what this car is modeled after, it's clearly the 98 Honda Civic, and it is very nice. And we are here. Now, if you're one of the few people that have already began commenting your comment that it is not a 98 Civic, spare it. Armor on it. We don't put no armor on a drift car. Race brakes, I don't put those on there either. Let's see what we got for some bumpers. Alright, alright. Look at that turbo, though. I don't know which one I like better, the drift with intercooler or the street build. Street build has a weird lip on the front, doesn't it? I'm not a big fan of that lip. Doesn't look bad either, though. Man, we might have to come back to the bumper, huh? Might have to come back. Now, diffuser, if it says diffuser, stay away from diffusers just for the sake that in a couple of the tested vehicles, the diffuser thing was, it was a no-go. It did, I don't know, it adds something like traction somehow. It doesn't add traction. Add a roll cage in there. That'll add some red racing seats, which is kind of cool. Man, we're not doing anything here. All right, we'll do the upgrades then. We don't have a ton of money left over. Cannons, those are sick. I don't know which ones I like better. I think I like the cheaper ones better. I think I like these ones better. Comment below. I'm gonna save some money. Oh, ish. Let's paint this thing. What color are we painting this? Is there liveries? Let's check out livery. Do we got livery? Yes, we do got some liveries. Okay, definitely street style right there. Jester. 2 racing. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Now, if this car does drift, this is cool right here. Okay, you guys know where that's trying to hint off of. That's Too Fast, Too Furious. That's trying to be like that. Another Fast and Furious car, may I add. That's kind of neat. That's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of cool stuff we can do to this car, I must admit. This right here is what I think we might go with. It's the Falcon Tire drift builds. That's what this is modeled after. I'm surprised I didn't catch that the first time. We need to respray now. We need to do the primary color. We need to do... Damn it, I don't have the gasoline green. Alright, so let's head back to bumpers. I went with just the white, basic white. I'll eventually switch my color over once I unlock that color, or I just put in a modded color that's even closer. What I'm probably going to do is put a modded color in that's even closer, because I noticed that even the gasoline green's pretty far off. But this is so close to the Falcon build that I can't go without it. I'm just going to hold back on that right now. No need in spending more than I need to spend. We already got those things. Headlight covers. Those don't look too bad, but I like the look of that best. Or do I? I don't know. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to leave it alone, though. A little wide body action. Not much a wide body, but a little bit. Man, that certainly is drift. That's the issue is it doesn't put it... I don't know. I'm just going to go with the sides. I do like the look of this a little better, but I'd really, really like it if it was aligned with the rear wheels. Like, the rear wheels are sunken in a bit too much. Kind of the same with up front, too. They do this a lot on GTA. They don't really fit the wheels all that great. So we're just going to go with the side split on that one. That is a very iconic Supra hood right there. This fits on a lot of builds, but we're going with a drift build here, aren't we? Going with that one. Man, there's just some awesome liveries. I will say this car has some cool ones. Like, look at that. This looks awesome. And this one looks pretty sick too. When in white here, like just the basic white, and then the graphics are ripping away here at the side. Alright, now the spoiler is going to add traction. Now this car is one of those ones that you want so terribly to put a spoiler on. Thankfully we still get some type of little ducktail back there, but it's not really what we want. Very iconic Supra spoiler. Alright, we can't put a spoiler on there. No, quit yet. Suspension. Gotta lower that suspension down, right? Put the competition suspension in there. Transmission, we gotta go all the way up. Turbo, we gotta do it. Wheels, an important aspect, right? Throw the atomics on there since it is an atomic. That's the build, the atomic build. Look at this thing. This thing looks so sick. Oh my goodness. Oh man, there might be some potential too. We'll see. We need to go stance this thing up. That's the only way you're really going to get it. Before we stance it up, though, I think we should take this thing on the freeway, shouldn't we? No, don't do that. Son of a... Son of a... I must say, I like the handling of it. It's very, it's not a supercar, you can tell. It's very sport-like. Really good handling still. Obviously, we put a lot of money into it, so it should handle good. But that's not really what you guys are here for. It's not what this video is about. We need to go get this thing to the track. Alright guys, so we did choose to bring this to the Ebisu school course. I will try to link this down in the description for you. This is an Xbox One job if you're on Xbox One. Alright, let's see if this thing stances. So far, so good. We got one more tire here. Well, not a tire, it's really the wheel, the hub on behind. Alright, it does stance up. Normally, too, which is going to get it some, it's going to give it some... Get in the car. You got to get in that side? It's not right-hand drive. Alright, let's see if this thing, if it works or not. Aww. This is yet another car, guys. Yet another car that Rockstar has failed so epically on. Look at that. That's the power. That's the power boost. That's the power boost. I feel like this thing will single gear drift if you really want to do it like that, but it's still not even the best single gear drifter. Which is a major bummer, because look at this car. Look at how beautiful this car is. Now, here's the other issue I have. Rockstar is literally putting in drift in the words of like the bumper and, you know, things like that. They don't drift worth of nothing, so that is my point, where Rockstar does not realize what we are doing as a community. And if they do realize what we're doing as a community, they realize that it's just too small to do anything, so they're not going to offer us anything. Now that's the problem. That's a major problem, because most of the cars that we're utilizing, which are very, very few, very, very few, they were added in right away when the game started, or the first year, like speaking towards the 900R. I don't know if that was actually the first year. It might have been second year when they added in the 900R, but needless to say, you guys understand what I'm saying here. Alright. Well, there's only one thing left to do. I'm going to take this out to the hills, and let's see how it does out there. Kind of just some handbrake slide in action. It does not drift traditionally, I will say that. It's not going to drift with your clutch kicking, you know, your high-speed drifting technique. Not going to work. Alright, so we did make it out to the hills here. We're all stanced up in the Supra. Kind of curious to see if this thing is any better out here. It's pretty dang grippy. Pretty dang grippy. It's not the slidiest of cars. But I'm sure people want this to be a race car. Obviously, it's one of the quick, very highly customizable cars. Problem is where's our actual drift car? Like, where's our actually drift handling, an actual drift handling car? Something where it'll shift up, say only give us 4 or 5, 4 speeds or something. It doesn't even have to be manual. Just make sure when we hit the damn acceleration all the way to the ground that our tires are spinning out. And it won't be the best of race cars, obviously. It won't be a good race car, right? Because your tires will be spinning out all the time. But it'll make a great drift car if you can make the handling correctly. And they won't do it. They will not do it. And it's not just to say like this game is a year or two old. They have not done it in years and years and years and years. Almost a half a decade this game has been out. It's ridiculous. So that's my problem with Grand Theft Auto at the point in time. It's the reason why I'm really trying to I'm going to start trying to retract a lot of my time from Grand Theft Auto and start moving into other gaming ventures as well. Well, anyways, let's start it off with the cost, because I know cost is the big deal, and it's an expensive one. You're looking at about $800,000, and then you're looking at all of the upgrades. I mean, it's $1 million over $1 million car if you're going to put everything into it. And for $1 million, if you're looking for a drift car, it's got to get a 0. We'll give it a 1, all right, because you can maybe do some single gear drifting. Let's do a couple little single gear donuts here in the road. If you guys are wondering how to do this technique, it's the single gear drifting, how to drift for beginners in GTA 5 Online, Black Sheep TV. You can find that technique. That's about the extent of what you're going to get out of this car. It's not the greatest car for drifting, not even close. So obviously cost on this one, we got to give it a 1. Driftability, if you're going to give it a little bit of a driftability just for the single gear drifting, I guess we'll give it a 2.5, because it can somewhat, and it's not even really efficient in that style of drifting either, but we'll give it a 2.5 there on driftability just for the single gear driftability aspect. I don't even know if it deserves that half either. Maybe just a 2 we'll give it. We'll give it a 2 there, so that's 3 out of an available 20 points. Moving on to efficiency. Efficiency on the car, meaning, how well does it stance up, and once it stands up, how well does it hold damage and whatnot. We did crash it a few times. I didn't notice any hopping or anything like that. The problem is it doesn't drift once it is stanced up, but it does stance up normally. It stances up nicely. We're here in free mode, or actually we're not in free mode here, but I did stance it in free mode and it was just fine. No smoke, no pop tires, no nothing like that. So that's nice, but this is definitely a race car, guys. It's a car that you're not going to stance up. A car that a lot of different builds for it, but unfortunately some of these liveries, like this one, is a direct drift build. It is the Falcon drift build, so, or the color scheme I should say, the wrap. If that white was that offset green, we would be a complete, so very, very silly to me. I mean, we'll give it a 3 for efficiency since it does stance up and whatnot, but again, what are you stancing it up for other than looks? So that's a 3, a 2, and a 1. That's a 6 out of 30 available points here for the Supra, the Jester Classic. And yet another reason on why Grand Theft Auto is just going down. I appreciate everybody tuning in, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the videos. If you're sharing the videos, if you're not sharing the videos, share the videos, damn it. All right. As always, I hope you all stay happy, stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.